got problems, then say some. Chopper come out of the bus like a motherfucking ray gun. Think you a beast, but you ain't one. You are not on the same page as a kid, you just page one. Ain't had no luck, I had to make some. When I get rich, cop a Tesla on day one. What color Tesla I want? The red one. What kind of red he want? The Shanks one. My niggas know I got drive, gripping that wheel. I swear a nigga got callous. My team ain't losing, don't know why you challenging. Chopper go like it's Valorant.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, we're back for some more One Piece. Last time we watched episodes 885, 886, 887, and today we'll be watching episodes 888, 889, and 890. We'll be wrapping up the very short Reverie arc with this video, but in the last video we went ahead and got some details on the possible futures for our main characters and main antagonists. Very scary stuff indeed. But within the last 3 episodes, it seems as though the Reverie arc is gearing up to be quite the eventful little meeting between the royals and the celestial dragons and the leaders of the world, essentially the 5 elders, getting us some insight on how exactly the celestial dragons sort of organize their individual powers and control over the various aspects of the government. As we know, the celestial dragons are the top of the top. They're the ones that rule everything, essentially. But amongst the celestial dragons themselves, it seems as though there isn't any real leader per se. Like, all the power is sort of equally distributed amongst them, and it's sort of symbolized by the throne, the empty throne, which is surrounded by various blades that point towards the different families and regions that are I guess a part of each of the celestial dragons. So it's kind of to say none of us or not any one of us are going to be able to sit on the throne, because we all have an equal sort of measure of importance as far as the world government is concerned. But as far as the actual hierarchy is concerned, the 5 elders do sit up top as the sort of like the heads almost. I don't know, it's a weird way to explain it, but it's like there's a difference between the separation of power amongst them and the actual people that sort of govern everything, because it would make sense that not all the celestial dragons actually want to throw their hat into the ring as far as governing is concerned, but amongst them as a people, none of them are better than the other. They're all sort of like on the same playing field. The empty throne is sort of like the center of the world is what they said. So not sure how true that is, if anyone ever actually measured it, but I'll take their word. It's fine, it's whatever, I guess. But got a little bit of a side plot of Charlos trying to kidnap Shirahoshi. We saw as she entered that Charlos was pretty happy to see that a mermaid was pulling up. As we know, pre-time skip in Sabaody, he had done the same in trying to capture Kami, and of course Luffy gave him a nice punch. Very famous punch indeed. One of the best punches of the series, literally one of the few that had all the color go out of the screen, and it's definitely a treat when they use that sort of thing sparingly. I think the last time we honestly saw was during Katakuri, when Luffy was able to avoid him, but regardless, he did not learn one bit. Charlos wanted to capture her as well, and we know he's a celestial dragon, and seeing as how the fishmen are not in the best terms right now, they sort of have to work their way up as far as being accepted by the surface world, and laying a hand on a celestial dragon on their first reverie in a while would be a very bad look indeed. And King Neptune over there trying to juggle the options that he has. Like, on one hand, he wants to respect the wishes of his now passed wife, Queen Orohime, and the dream that she had that people and mermen, or mer people, or fishmen rather, would be able to walk side by side on the surface world. But on the other hand, he's literally watching his daughter be chained up and used as a slave for literally no other reason than because some fool wants her. And that's tough to see. And as a father, the guy he's gonna choose what he's gonna choose, and that's protecting his daughter, because you just can't hit. That's like a primal instinct with anything and anyone when they're seeing their kid get hurt. So it's like he was getting ready to knock this fool clean out. But of course, CP0's there. We got to see some members of CP0, including previous members of CP9, Lucci, Kaku, and Stussy, who was originally introduced as an underworld figure, but is secretly a member of CP0. Oh boy, a lot. But Lucci kicked the shit out of him and said, bro, you better back up. Oh, no, he kicked Sai, because Sai and Leo were getting ready to save him. Or save Shirahoshi, but then they got kicked the shit out of him, and then Neptune's about to step in, and he said, no, you can't do that. Charlos was like, bro, kill this fool, and then Neptune's like, no, I'm gonna punch you. And out of nowhere, this fool that had originally pulled up to Fishman Island and was saved by none other than Queen Otohime, and was now a changed individual, and then a person that was actually a part of the Don Quixote family, had saved Shirahoshi by clocking this fool Charlos with an iron club on some Alvida shit, bro. I don't know, man. The way that sort of spin is done as far as, karma is concerned is just impressive. How you have something that occurred 300, 400 episodes ago and is coming right back around to, I guess, in a way, like, pay itself forward, right? Because like that's her daughter that's being being taken right now, and something that she had done so long ago without any thought of having any type of reciprocation for that action is being rewarded now, because you just switched the entire life of an individual that was so horrible, and he viewed the fishmen as low class people and all that other stuff, and he didn't consider them. He didn't consider them being in any way worth that type of respect. And he just pulled up and said, no, I got this. He's a changed person. He even looks different, bro. The name was, I wrote it down, Saint Don Quixote Yosgard, I think. It's Mjosgard. I guess you don't pronounce the M. It's like Yosgard or something like that. But he pulled up and he clocked Charlos and saved Shirahoshi, and props to him, and props to Queen Otohime for being that type of person to inflict that kind of change on a celestial dragon. Of all people to be able to change, that's very, very impressive. Because it's interesting the way that works out, because the first sort of semblance we get at a celestial dragon trying to escape that mindset was still the Don Quixote family, right? It was Doflamingo's father, and now we have someone else with the Don Quixote family having this different state of thinking, this different type of mindset as far as how to approach other people. But I mean, they're still royals at the end of the day. We don't know how he feels about common citizens, but I think that would still extend, right? That there would be some type of, as far as, compared to the others, right? And it also helps that, they had just mentioned them being sort of on equal playing field, equal level. So there's nothing Charlos could really do to, undermine, the Don Quixote dude, Yosgard or whatever. He could still retaliate, obviously, but there's nothing he can't command anyone to do something to him, because he's we're the same person. You can't do much to me other than fight me yourself, and we already know that fool's not gonna fight. But yeah, it was just a very cool thing to see. Other than that, we also got to see the roundup of all the happenings of the reverie on top of the Royals meeting, Garp pulling up and everything. We also got to see the meetup, or not the meetup, but I guess the conversation between Big Mom and Kaido. It was a very scary conversation, to say the least. And now that they have a common enemy in Luffy, she feels as though she needs to save face by killing Luffy, because of course Luffy embarrassed her greatly with the events of Whole Cake Island. You don't just have a rookie pirate like that pull up into your territory, cause a ruckus, and leave unscathed. Well, I wouldn't say unscathed. Their ship and Luffy himself got pretty messed up, and they lost Pedro, and they kind of lost Jinbei, but not really, but you know what I mean. But still, it feels like a loss for Big Mom just because of how small of a pirate force that was that pulled up into her lands. But to be fair to Big Mom, there's a lot of lucky instances for the Straw Hats that went down in that arc for them to be able to escape like that. But regardless, she wants to pull up on Luffy, take out the Straw Hats, and sort of fix up her name, fix up her recognition. And Kaido he's not having that. He doesn't seem like the type to want to ally himself with somebody else just to take out someone like Luffy, especially someone as big as Big Mom. It's like, I don't know if I really need you on my side here, because he obviously wants to take care of it himself. Luffy pissed him off too with Doflamingo and the Smile Factory and all that. So we'll have to see if they actually join forces. Of course, the Navy is scared listening in on that conversation and hearing that Big Mom and Kaido might join forces. And fast forward a bit, we also got to see some vice admirals meeting up in a little round table, sort of discussing the what might be a very, very, very dangerous time in the land of Wano. Speaking of not only the forces that are pulling up there, 2 emperors and a bunch of the worst generation, but also the potential for the Navy to send in admirals and warlords, and also mysterious warriors that exist in the land of Wano. We know that there are definitely legendary samurai, and the land's history of having individuals that are closely associated with the former king of the pirates makes it a scary place indeed for some, I don't know, maybe some sleeper hits up in there. Like they're just some crazy warriors that we never heard of that might be at the same level as a lot of the demons that are pulling up there, like Big Mom and all of them. So I do think that's alluding to some stronger possibly allies, possibly enemies, or people that don't care about either side that we might see over there. So only time will tell as I get into that arc, and we'll have to see what exactly is going on in that place. And finally, we got to see Shanks pull up on the 5 elders, speaking about his concern about a certain pirate. Don't know who that pirate is just yet. I'm sure we'll find out in these episodes. But without any further ado, oh yeah, I believe it was in the last video that we got to see that little mysterious frozen straw hat being taken, or rather it was like, I don't know what was going on there. It was like in a fridge or something. A huge cold room. Some weird dude was taking Luffy's I don't know, his straw hat, or yeah, his bounty poster over there. I don't know, did they freeze the body of Gold Roger or something? Like, is this some Walt Disney shit? Like, I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, let's get into these episodes here. Episode 888, Lego. Oh boy. Pangea. 3 gates, all guarded. So this dude, Shanks, really just walked in. I'm sure it's a nice place to live. Boom, 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 boom. Dummies. Stupid. Why y'all got them big ass helmets on? Peripheral vision ruined. I can't see shit. You just taking pictures of a little snail. What is he even? I guess they just need to know the layout of the inside of the castle, so that when they attack, they know exactly where to go. Smart. Oh my god. Don't underestimate this man. He a real killer. Put a hole in that man's chest. Compared to Sabo, or compared to Luffy, Sabo's bloodthirsty, bro. He is ready to kill. Now, of course, he's not going around just killing everybody, but still, he does not hesitate. I mean, hesitation is death, so you better not. It's on your orders. Please don't do that. Oh, really? Oh, wow. You might lose your status, bro. I'd be afraid. You're like one of the only ones that we've seen that has any genuine care for others. I really don't want you to lose your status, bro. Ooh, I want to see that convo, please. Let me see that one. Is that young Karasu? It better be. That's me. That's me pulling up right there. And they called me in. Wasn't King Cobra? Didn't he age like 10 years in 2 years or some shit? He got sick, I think. Wow. He's just gripping onto the ceiling. Yeah, he has to. They already saw him. They're gonna report it. Gonna break it? Oh yeah, it's like we quiet, but we not quiet. We sneaky, but we not sneaky. You know what I mean? That's fire, bro. That's so fire. Sabo riding on a crow. That might have to be my profile pic. Who the fuck? Queen Dowager of the Sorbet Kingdom. He is Kuma, the actual one. What the fuck? Rent him? Nah, kill him. Kill the St. Charlos family, whatever the fuck. Kill all of them. I want to know more about Kuma's whole entire thing, his life. Or as far as, you know, his, everything that he's been a part of. Because he was a part of the Revolutionary Army prior to becoming a warlord, I'm pretty sure. He was there training Sabo as a kid. Dragon. It all makes sense now, bro. This shit's so fire, man. Oh my god. He saved them twice, bro. Twice. Wow. He was literally the unknown guardian angel of the Straw Hats. That's really what he was, bro. Shout out Kuma, bro. They were supposed to get got for sure in Sabaody. They were supposed to lose. Man. And on top of that, he protected the Sunny for 2 years. If anyone was the greatest of all time, it's Kuma. My man's has been throwing the greatest assists for the Straw Hats for so long. This man Zoro was barely alive, and then you have all these damn enemies around him. This is like the most hopeless moment for the Straw Hats. It's like we got 1 pacifista, 2 pacifista, admiral. Gone. It's very convenient that his ability gives them a cushion before they land. I just remember that. He's not really about to do this shit, bro. Yeah. The crows know. Karasu knows. Yeah, bring him underground, bro. Look, does he have fucking Senior Pink's devil fruit? Like, okay, so who is this? They're actually part of the Revolutionary Army too. You know, she reminds me of Bonnie. Is she? Wow, I literally just saw her for a split second because of the ring. Damn, that's fire. So wait, how is she able to... Is she a part of the Revolutionary Army? Wait, is that what it said on her name? I didn't even catch it. Pirate from the Worst Generation. Okay, no, it didn't. Why does she have to infiltrate here? Fire. 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 Success or death. We ain't leaving here until we either win or die, bro. G shit, though. For the gang, for the squad, we out here. We trying to get back our boy. Even if it means he's not even there, bro. I didn't see it at first, but this ring and then, like, I don't know if this shot or something like that, like, was able to remind me of what she looked like. Now, a couple of things went through my head when I first realized that this is Bonnie. So, because she was known by them as Queen Dowager of the Sorbet Kingdom, Connie. Now, how does she have that title? Or rather, how does she have that recognition? Because they were able to immediately tell just because she was old. So there are a couple things running through my mind. One, has Bonnie, that's her name, Bonnie, Jewelry Bonnie, been alive a lot longer than I might originally think? Because her being a part of the worst generation automatically makes me think that she's one of the newer pirates. But her ability does allow her to change her age at will. So there's no telling, or there's no actually knowing until it's explicitly stated if she's able to, never age, essentially. If this is like an immortal devil fruit. Because who's to say she doesn't just keep turning herself younger, right? And if that's the case, how long has she had this devil fruit to where she's able to do that? Because her having this recognition of just turning old and being known as a queen makes me think that she's actually lived a lot longer and been able to, harness this type of, this title as a queen at some point in her life to where she's able to use it all willy-nilly. Like, she has this cover as a queen, basically, which is kind of crazy. And not only that, she has this connection to Kuma, which makes me think, does she have something with the Revolutionary Army? Or is there something before that she knew? Because on top of that, they mentioned that Kuma was a king prior. So maybe they had some type of connection while they were both king and queen or some shit. There's a lot of possibilities here, and I wasn't expecting a character like Bonnie to have any type of because like now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of a crazy devil fruit, right? Just be able to change your age. Because then how would you get old if I mean, it's not explicitly stated, so it could still be that she ages regularly, but she can shift her age, but her actual age always stays the same, maybe. I don't know, that you could just as easily make it so that she just can change her age whenever she wants. Because yeah, she definitely knew Kuma at some point. She cried for him like that. So wow. Now let's get to Sabo. My boy is going through it. We already saw in his flashback that he had actually spent a lot of time training with Kuma. So it makes sense that this is like the toughest thing for him to see. And there's that whole thing about Kuma actually being a great protector, which is such a cool spin on the character, because I know for a fact Oda knew what he was doing when he first introduced Kuma to be this, you know, stoic, frightening, like, monster of a being, especially the way he fought Zoro and all that. I mean, he's the reason nothing happened, right? He's the reason nothing happened. So being responsible for one of the most frightening scenes in this series, you would think that Oda purposefully made it so that this guy would be seen as this sort of, I mean, his name had like tyrant in it, like this guy's a monster. But then you go to see that he's actually like one of the kindest, gentlest souls. That's what they call him. Like, he's the reason the Straw Hats got so lucky multiple times. He has this like this special connection to Luffy, I'm guessing. I don't even think it's the crew as a whole. It's specifically for Luffy, and I'm guessing it's because of his time in the Revolutionary Army, is maybe a debt to Dragon or something like that. And he's sort of extending that to protecting his son. So yeah, it's definitely tough, you know, as a viewer to see that happen to him, and I can't imagine what Sabo's going through right now. So I don't even blame him for almost snapping and going after them. I'd encourage it, honestly. Go after them, put a hole in their chest, and let them feel it, bro. Let them feel it. But like they said, Kuma's gone, so it's not really much. I don't know. I still hope there's something you could do. Like, I don't know if, like, did they remove his brain, bro? If that was the case, then yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do about that. But I don't know if Mancherry could cry on him real quick or something and heal him up. But we'll have to see what happens. Let's get to the next episode here. I think this is actually the final episode of the Reverie arc, episode 889. Lego. All right, next episode of the video, 889. Is this the mystery admiral that we didn't get to see, Ryokugyu? Come on, dog, stop showing me this. I know he's enslaved and you're just torturing him past the grave. Like, just let him die. Who designed the Celestial Dragon drip, bro? Y'all are disgusting. How dare y'all wear that monstrosity? He can use the crows as like surveillance. Ooh, the admirals are here? Oh shit. Oh right, I'm tripping. Yeah, Fujitora and the other Ryokugi are here. Mm-hmm. Technically, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. It could also be because of that. I think he could have felt as though he wanted to, you know, help out Sabo. But honestly, well, no, he was suffering from memory loss, so he wouldn't have known that they're related or they're brothers. So I think it's more so for Dragon, or he could just care about Luffy. He seen what he was doing, and he was like, "You're a cool guy. I want to protect you." You can't make the happiest, luckiest, most innocent child in this series just break down crying like this. It's a travesty. Frightening, truly. He knew from that moment forward. After this, they're definitely pulling my brain out. I ain't finna be human after this one. Mugiwara no Luffy. After all that, how could you not say you want to get stronger? I think, you know, Luffy's resolve to get stronger That's exactly why. Can't save nobody. He probably doesn't even really care about the loss to himself either, right? It's more so I'm losing and others are suffering because of that. It's like I can't be like that no more. Like they can get stronger, but I need to get stronger so that even if they lose, I can win in the end, regardless. I really do think this is the point at which Luffy, maybe even later on, sort of decided that he wanted Jinbei on the crew. You know what I mean? He was like, wow, this guy was able to pull me out of such a dark place that probably only his friends could do. He's like, I need him on the crew. You're a good guy. Got my crew. My friends. My nakama. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Ba-dum. If whatever happens in Wano is to any level of which the Paramount War was, which that could be a stretch, but still. It truly is impressive that a group of people that only knew each other for a couple months are able to grow so close together to the point where they're able to understand a message like that. I don't know. I feel like the bonding experience you'd have with people when you face life and death situations is like, could be compounded to years. It's like every crazy situation they've been through. It's like, I've known you for like 3 years. I've known you for 5 years. I've known you for 10 years. Doom, doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. Sabo. No match. And remember when Usopp pulled up, all swole? I was flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted, bro. Impressive. So many surprises. Ain't that right, Robin? It's a new world. Literally. Oh no, not this whole debacle. Chopper just has bad eyesight, alright, yo? That's all it is. Women, real ones. He hit the pacifista lock on, man. That's so crazy. The tears. He's been starving. The fact that this man was willing to go through all that. Someone like Sanji. He's willing to do all that just for Luffy, bro. Zoro always gotta be extra, man. This whole new world, he's just been slicing shit in half. From this ship onwards all the way to Pika, bro. Just been cutting everything he can in half. Oh yeah, when Sanji saw them. Sanji died. I don't know how he didn't just die here. Are they gonna show it? When Sanji died after seeing them for the first time? No, they're not. Alright, it's fine. We're past that. We're all past that. It's fine now. Selfish. At this point, just letting him die might be the best escape you can give him. Because, like, he's been disrespected to a point that he shouldn't be. What you giggling about? 500 to 1.5. Mm-hmm. Second hand to the emperors of bounties like that. Eiichiro. Pangea. Red line. Grand line. Oh, I don't get to see the convo. That's nice. Do we know the names of the 5 elders? I don't think they ever pointed out their names. The Fratari family. Only family who stayed, yep. Of the 20. They're the only one. Don't put it like that. Betrayers. Is this the dude that was at that like basement inside Pangea Castle Chamber of the Flowers? That was like next to that frozen straw hat? Emu. Emu, like the animal? Huh. Okay, yeah, he knows more than he's letting on. Shirahoshi, Luffy, and Blackbeard. Yeah, those are prominent faces. Vivi, oh shit. What's happening here, bro? Have something to do with Shirahoshi being Poseidon? Still in a shadow. Those aren't the 5 elders bowing down, are they? Hey, nobody's supposed to sit on that throne, bro. I thought y'all were equal. Nah, that's the 5 elders bowing down. Okay, so this guy. What the fuck is that eye? What type of Sharingan shit is that? Okay. Okay, more questions. More questions than answers. More questions than answers. Why are these the faces that we're looking at? I mean, what's the common theme amongst all these people? They're important people. They're important people. Ah, man. I mean, look, okay, so let's bring about the most important things about each of these people, why he's cut up their pictures and such. So, of course, Luffy and Blackbeard, two of the most prominent figures of the new generation of pirates, or the worst generation, I guess. Blackbeard making it up to the rank of Emperor after killing off Whitebeard, or finishing him off rather, and taking his ability, becoming the first, or to my knowledge, the first person to hold 2 devil fruits. Luffy, of course, the rambunctious problem child, brother to Portgas the Ace, son of the leader of the Revolutionary Army, carrier of Conqueror's Haki. And, you know, he is becoming a real thorn in the side of the government. Shirahoshi being the fearsome, one of the 3 fearsome weapons that they've been talking about so much. So there was Pluton, and then there's Poseidon, and I'm trying to remember the third one. The 3 weapons as far as Crocodile was looking for the first one, and then you have the whole ordeal with Frankie, aka Cuddy Flam, and Tom being able to build the second weapon, which is just a huge, crazy, giant warship. And finally, we find out that Shirahoshi was the weapon. So the first weapon that was being looked for in Alabasta was what's it called? That one was Pluton. And the second one, the Poseidon, wasn't exactly something that was being looked for prior to that point, but it's the ability, it's passed down through the royalty of the fishmen lineage, the ancient weapons. And that one was being carried by Shirahoshi, the ability to call in the Sea Kings. Pluton was just a crazy giant warship, which the plans for that were destroyed. And then finally, the most mysterious one, I think, was Uranus. Uranus being that one was named at the end of the Fishman Island arc. But I was thinking that connection was for Shirahoshi and Vivi. But I don't think Vivi has much of a connection to the ancient weapons. It was just that Crocodile was there looking for it. And Cobra had to lead Robin and Crocodile to the poneglyph, which he thought would hold information on that, but it never did. So they don't really have much connection to that. So the only other thing I could think of is with Vivi being a part of the Nefertari family, which had, strayed away from the celestial dragons all those years ago. Was the only family to not abandon their land and come to the Holy Land to be regarded as a celestial dragon. So it was those 19 families whose lineage passed down to the that lineage of those 19 families are celestial dragons. Those 19 families sort of just became worse and worse as the generations progressed, and the celestial dragons now that we have, I guess it isn't right to say, like, there's no way of knowing really if all those generations ago, those first 19, because they fought against whatever opposition they had to take control of the world and erase that history that they had. So those 20 families were what toppled whatever system was in place before, and then erased that, which became the Void Century. And then they sought out to create their own narrative and their whole own world, essentially. But Nefertari family didn't want anything to do with that, so they dipped. Those 19 families stayed. So there's no way of knowing if those 19 families are like actual scumbags like the celestial dragons we have now. It's just that as they moved on, I guess, living in luxury and comfort is gonna breed a certain type of people. So that's who we have now. But yeah, I remember when first hearing about that, I just assumed like all the celestial dragons, because were they even called celestial dragons at that point? It's just their descendants are now celestial dragons. So they're just the spoiled rich kids of the people that actually fought for that privilege. But there's no way of knowing if they're good people or bad people, what they fought against. I mean, all that stuff was wiped away. And I'm assuming the people that still know about that, on top of it being written on the poneglyphs, are going to be, these guys right here. So what's scary to me is that all this time, I assumed that it was the 5 elders sort of running their own shift. Because there's a lot of groups here as far as who's really pulling the strings. Because at the end of the day, there needs to be somebody, right? There always needs to be someone that's giving, like, I guess this is the guy that's giving orders then. Like, what was his name? Emu? Inside the Pangea Castle, Chamber of Flowers. This is definitely the same dude that was going down the stairs and he had 2 wanted posters, and he went up to a giant frozen straw hat. Like, there is a lot of, I don't know what Oda, he's planting seeds, bro, and these seeds are not going to grow for a while. But man, I just want to know. Like, I'm just trying to find like some way to piece it all together, because the pieces are slowly coming together. But now we see the 5 elders bowing down to one person who's sitting on the empty throne that was literally just a couple of seconds ago called the empty throne for a reason, because no one is allowed to sit on that shit, because it signifies that no one is at the top of this, but there is. And these guys, originally thought to be the main string pullers, are bowing down to this one individual. So it makes me wonder who or what is this guy? Is he human? Like, what does he know? What are his plans? It seems as though he's the one he's the shot caller. Have you decided which light needs to be extinguished? If so, share the name with us. Are these the potential candidates that need to be, you know, taken out amongst Luffy, Blackbeard, Shirahoshi, and Vivi? Obviously, if those are the options, I'd go with Blackbeard. It's my own personal bias, cause screw that guy. But like, why? That's all I want to know. Why? Just one question. Why? It's been 2 years. The balance of the world can't be maintained forever. We need to clean it up thoroughly soon. Seeing as how so much of this stuff is sort of, I don't know, it's like watered down in a way, because it's like fragments of this overarching story being told like in between each of the big arcs. So keeping up with the story of each arc while also piecing together all these very important, crucial moments in between is kind of tough. So I'm wondering if there's just anywhere at all that just compiles all the information. Like, I feel like it's wrong to say, but important information, you know what I mean? Not to say the arcs themselves aren't important, it's good for characters and all that stuff, but like the actual overarching lore, if there is any way to just find somewhere where it's all compiled down. Oh boy. Yeah, clearly it seems as though this is the end of the Reverie arc. The end of the Reverie arc marks the start of the actual Reverie. So I guess there's going to be no real mention of the events of the Reverie until after Wano at this point. So time to get into Wano, man, with the next episode here. But yeah, I think that does it for this episode here. Let's get into the final episode of this video, episode 890. Lego. All right, last episode of the video, episode 890. Lego. My boy, young Whitebeard. New world, new content, new info. Let's get it. Let's get it. Who that? Minx? Cat Mink. Oh, that's why they show Whitebeard. Cat Viper was going to find Marco. Man, they don't even know Pedro. It's gonna be a sad day for them. First Division Commander, legendary Devil Fruit. Got a scary face. Right. Compared to him, y'all got kind of normal faces. There are residents here? Cat Viper about to pull up on him and be like, I don't do that no more, man. I don't fight no more. Yeah, I know. I remember about this dude. He was that guy. And they call him mythical zone type, yeah. Marco's the Phoenix. That shit is so fire, bro. The blue Phoenix. Dun 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 dun. He really stood just staring. That guy just stabbed him in the stomach. Told him Ace was, yeah. Should a son pay for his father's crimes? Smell my wound. Look what you did. He was ready to be the wall that protected them. That's such a fire line, bro. This man was just spitting quotables left and right. What a G. Ain't no ship that can hold me. Y'all move forward into the new era. I'm an OG. I die here. Simply built drastically different. But no. Not this guy. Not this guy. I already did it once, I don't gotta do it again. I remember roasting the hell out of their whole crew. This man is just... He's more whole than abdomen, bro. There's more of him missing than is actually there. What is running your body? God. The way this scene was animated, man. Crazy. Just standing there, man. Right, that's like, how are you not just deathly afraid of this? He lived through that to tell him that shit, bro. It's so disrespectful. He said, I ain't dead because I gotta stay here and let you know you ain't shit. My God. Marco was there since this man had golden locks. That's crazy. He had golden locks and a white mustache, and they called him Whitebeard. Dun. That's how he died, man. He just closed his eyes and said, peace. I'm done here. Not a single scar on his back. Scars on a swordsman's back. Or what was the quote from Zoro? Scars on the back are a swordman's shame. Never turned away from a fight. Always got hit in the chest. Now, what did they do? When are we going to get the shot of under this? Oh my God, what type of dark spirit bomb? Just created a black hole? Yeah, if he even overpowered Marco, bro, I don't know. This guy's... So I guess it's a bust to get Marco on us. Kill Kaido. The man, the myth, the legend. And we'll make it out alive too. You see. There's an inspiration behind this child that no one can ever explain. However, Blackbeard is seeming more and more like an unbeatable foe. And I do not doubt that there will be a large-scale battle between Luffy and Blackbeard at some point in time. But until that time comes, Kaido versus Luffy seems to be on the horizon. And I have no doubt in my mind that Kaido will absolutely embarrass Luffy. I have no doubt in my mind that everything that happens in Wano will do nothing but, I don't know, man. There's no, I don't see any way. Just the way they've introduced these two emperors, unless Shanks helps out. Shanks, because now that we don't even have Marco. So Shanks maybe, I doubt he doesn't want to get involved in these things, but like it's Luffy, so we'll see. I don't know. Then you have, I feel like the admirals would be more so seeing Luffy as the aggressor and would, you know, aim their sights at him rather than the two emperors that are on there. But regardless of what the admirals try to do, it seems as though they're going to, if, you know, whatever the Reverie decides at this point, because we clearly saw that they're still apprehensive about entering into that area. Not only is the cost high, but, you know, that's just a recipe for disaster. But I don't know. I mean, the ways things are turning out, Kaido might get his wish of, you know, having a large-scale world war for him to go out with. Because that seems to be his ultimate plan. He just wants to create an army to have the biggest scale war that history's ever seen, because he's jealous of how Whitebeard went out. Which I don't blame him, man. I mean, Whitebeard went out like a G. He wants to go out the same way. But yeah, this is definitely not, it definitely doesn't seem like the best course of action for Luffy and the gang. They're clearly in over their heads. We've seen just how easily Big Mom just slapped Luffy to the side. So yeah, it's not gonna be a fun time for this guy. But that does it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Next time we'll be watching episodes. So I looked at the thing for the filler stuff, and then we have 891, 892, and 893, right? Then after 894 there's some filler until like 897 or 898, something like that. So it should be on the schedule as far as how I decide to plan it, but next episode will be 891, 892, and 893. But that does it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these episodes just as much as I did, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.